Um, there's myself, Anwar, and Amy leading the new developments team, so we're handling all the new builds and constructions and transitions for the properties in the Middle East Africa region. And I come from in the merger from the FRS side, so I have Fairmont Raffles Swiss Hotel experience. Anwar has a core hotels experience, and Amy has Movenpick, so we make a perfect team, having a balance of knowledge from all of those brands to bring them together and standardize on the systems. So what do? We have basically 3 cycles or processes that we follow. The IT planning phase is basically the construction phase. This is where we're working closely with the design and technical services team, the owners, consultants, contractors, MEP consultants. We're working there to get the infrastructure designed correctly, make sure that the server room is correct, that the wiring and the backbone cabling and all of that is connected properly. So we make sure that we have that designed so that we can leverage applications and systems that we bring in later. So it's essential that we follow our guidelines and standards in the construction phase. This is typically 3 to 4 years process. Some hotels, 10 years, still not opened, still working due to construction delays, economic issues, disputes with contractors. Sometimes these stretch on, but hopefully we can finish it in about a 3 to 4 year period. Then we get into the project management phase, which is about 8 months before opening. This is where the general manager is on board now. He's finalized his manning. We now start to work on what he needs in terms of equipment to run the hotel. As well as at this time, we know what applications we're going to be opening with. We have our standards, we're following those. So we start the procurement process and start getting that equipment ordered so that we can get ready for the installation and configuration phase. Also, we're doing the onboarding of the IT manager at about the 8-month phase, 6-month phase before the opening. And then into the installation, configuration, and deployment. This is where we're working now. All the operational team is hired. They're starting work. We now need to get all the applications set up and configured. So we're working with the hotel team, the ACT or Oracle or Book4Time, the various application vendors, so that we get those systems set up. TARS, Christian's team, digital transformation, we're making sure we're getting that set up, and my IT for getting the users and so forth set up. So that is about the 3-month phase period. We need to focus on a few things in order to make sure that we open these hotels effectively. One is standards. We obviously need to open with standards. We're connecting the hotel to the global network of over 5,000 properties, or close to 5,000 properties. Security is essential, as well as the applications that we use. We've standardized processes and how we work, so we need to make sure that we're following the standards, and that goes to the construction standards, as well as into the application and system standards that we're following. Project management and communication is essential. There's so many players. We could be working with 5 to 6 different consultants, specialist consultants in the construction phase. And when we get into the pre-opening phase, we have all of the application vendors, the hotel team, still construction team to work with to make sure that we're finishing off the last bits, cable wiring and testing and so forth. So project management and communication is going to be essential to make sure that all of those teams are on the same page. We do escalations if owners don't want to follow standards and we're not able to push them. We can look to Mark to help us in that regard. He mentioned he's there to support us, so if we have problems, then we can escalate that, as well as sharing best practices. We've been opening many hotels. The owner can leverage our knowledge and experience to make sure they don't make mistakes or avoid issues down the road. So we have our best practices that we're here to share. Mark mentioned about 34 properties. Our presentation is 38. If I could just say, this number is very volatile. There's lots of slippage for openings. Hopefully we'll get about 30 for the year. Hopefully more, we'll see. And 16 brands. Mark was touching on the lifestyle brands this morning. We've got a 25 hours SLS coming, the House of Originals. Those are all new brands coming to the region, never before been here. So it's very exciting to see these new brands coming to the region. So what we thought we would do now is make it a little interactive and get you guys to build a hotel with thankfully Roger had shoes in his plan, so we have something to work with. So what we'll do is there's 15 boxes for each pile there, and we've got the main tasks that would need to be completed to open a hotel. So starting at the base of the hotel, the first things you need to do, finishing up when you open the hotel. So what we'd like you to do is in groups of 5, go to each pile and organize these, build a building in the order or sequence that you feel we should be following to open a hotel.
And we have 5.
You've got